Hi, this is Sam from Huawei. Today, I'm joined by Joe Guan, Head of Policy, Greater China GSMA, to discuss the potential challenges and strategies for 5G deployment across different spectrums. Can you describe the advantages of deploying 5G networks on the prime mid-band spectrum?
Thank you, Samuel. I think mid-band carries a heavy load of 5G and provides citywide capacity, which is very important, in particularly for mobile operators thinking to deploy 5G, both for coverage but also for capacity. And mid-bands, the physical characteristics play well into that aspects. And that's why you see globally, the mid-bands accounted for more than 65% of 5G deployments globally. And our research shows that 2 gigahertz bandwidth in the mid-bands is required per country for the mobile operators to be able to satisfy the demands of the customers. And that's why bands like the 2.3, the 2.6, the C-band, which is the most successful band, and also upcoming the 6 gigahertz band will be crucial for operators to be able to manage that demand. Samuel.
How would you describe the relationship of combined mid-bands in terms of potential value for MNOs?
Like I said, 2 gigahertz of mid-band spectrum is needed in total, and a number of different bands are needed to fill this, as I mentioned. The C-band already hugely popular, both in terms of devices and also in global rollouts. Other bands, the 2.6, the 2.3, and also, like I said before, the 6 gigahertz bands will be crucial as well. And in particularly for Asia, the mid-bands is even more important compared to other region, is because the operators may not necessarily have access to all of the mid-bands because of incumbent users like the satellite operators. For example, 2.6 is not widely available, and that adds the pressure to the mobile operators to have enough spectrum to deploy 5G and also to ensure there's good quality of service with 5G.
Mid-bands are the most common 5G range, present in more than 90% of the deployments. That includes the most common 3.5 GHz. 2.3 GHz is also there, but currently only popular for global TDD 4G LTE. What's the forecast for the mid-band NRA ecosystem?
The mid-band ecosystem is very strong, and we have seen with 5G the speed of availability of the ecosystem is by far the quickest, as we've seen in previous generations. We had 5G mid-band phones available pretty much in line with the deployment of 5G networks, which is the first time in history. And C-band is pretty much supported in all of the devices that we have. But it's not just that. The 2.3, the 2.6 bands, the support are going strong as well. In particularly 2.6 with China being a major user, it has driven the development of the ecosystem very, very quickly. And the 1.5 gigahertz, the L band, and also let's not forget the bands that our operators currently already have, the 1.8, the 2.1, those bands will eventually be refarmed for 5G as well.
How important is pricing when it comes to spectrum assignments, and how can it be done optimally?
Yeah, spectrum pricing has always been a key issue facing the industry. In many countries, spectrum, the cost of spectrum is the most expensive asset the operators will pay for. And our GSMA intelligence team has been studying this for 5 years, and even more so with governments to look at what the best policy framework should be. And we found out research is that higher prices lead to limited coverage and limited speeds, and also transfer the high cost to the customers as well, which really brings it more difficult for mobile operators to improve their service and also to close the digital divide.
In your view, what are the key challenges with spectrum assignment of the mid-bands?
The first thing I want to mention is that there's no single best approach for assignment. I think every country needs to consider their incumbent services, their national policy framework, and work with the industry together to find the best solutions for each single assignment. Large and contiguous block of spectrum is very important. But I think the thing to notice is that with spectrum options, with administrative assignments, the key is not which one to use. The key is actually working with the industry, listen to their feedbacks, listen to their needs, and work with them together to decide and to define for each time the best method.
Thank you for joining us today, Joe, and for providing such insightful details on 5G deployment and the critical role of different spectrums. This is Sam. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions in the future.